Hi. Yesterday, as I'm sure many of you may have known, was Gamescom. Gamescom are notably not the best of the gaming showcases, as they usually carry the scraps from whatever other shows missed. Gamescom is more of an industry trade expo with an extra presentation attached separately. Still though, there's a lot of work that goes into putting these shows together, and this year it was much quicker, and the humor was okay here too. The two main hosts, Geoff Keighley and Shocks, were as expected pretty good. Still though, this Gamescom felt like one of the worst, and there's a reason, as a lot of the games here were nothing to write home about. There were a lot of games that could be defined as slop titles, and a lot of the games here, there were some massive ones. Some of these would have been even considered earth-shattering if they were at any other press conference. So, since most people probably couldn't be bothered to watch the Gamescom showcase, I thought I'd run down quickly all of the things that were revealed and announced so you don't have to. Names of each game are in order in the description below, and you can find the respective trailers on a bunch of YouTube channels. With that said, let's get into it. The first game revealed was the first ever teaser and a look at the long-rumored Borderlands 4. Unfortunately, the timing may not be perfect with the bombing of the recent film, but maybe that makes this announcement even better. Borderlands 4 was announced to arrive in 2025, launching on all current-gen consoles, which is the PS5 and the Xbox Series, as well as on Steam, so Borderlands is done being a timed Epic Games Store exclusive. Developed by Gearbox, who are now owned by 2K. All we got yesterday was a very brief glimpse, but I'm almost certain we'll see more maybe by the Game Awards. All that was here yesterday was a short teaser trailer showing Psycho Bandit Mask. The next title shown off was this year's Call of Duty installment, which are always present at Gamescom. It feels like, and always aren't very impressive. I'm not really a CoD guy, but I know a lot of fans are really excited over Black Ops 6. Yesterday showed more of the new movement system, as well as straight-up campaign footage. Early access begins for Black Ops 6 at the end of the month, with an open beta scheduled for early September. Also, there's a camera gameplay confirmed for at the very least one mission. This is a theme with other Xbox games at the showcase. I'm not saying anything about the next game, which is Goat Simulator Remastered. At this point, you know what you're getting into with Goat Simulator, so if you like these games, you have a new remaster to look forward to. The trailer does make fun of the games industry, so to many that could be a plus. Here's the full thing. The next big announcement here had to do with Persona 3 Reload. Atlus always has a presence at Geoff Keighley related shows, and yesterday they revealed a new info about Persona 3 Reload's DLC, Episode Aigis. Everyone knows of the challenge battles in Atlus games, and Persona 3 Reload Episode Aigis confirmed here that Joker, from Persona 5 of course, will be one of them. These are really good pieces of extra content, and generally, they're great, but I'm sure some people are upset with more P5 content from the studio, even if it's very, very minuscule. After the Persona 3 Reload DLC update, probably the second or third biggest game of this show was shown here. A new spin-off of Dying Light, bringing back Kyle Crane as the protagonist, and bringing guns back to the series after their absence from Dying Light 2. Geoff also confirmed that there would be 20 hours of story gameplay or content, which probably excludes extra time spent on parkour or even side missions. Also confirmed was that it was, as expected and obviously, an open-world game. There's also been some stories about the game from other review outlets. It was originally going to be a DLC for Dying Light 2, but it's now a full game, and is free to anyone who's purchased the Ultimate Edition of Dying Light 2. One of the worst announcements of the show was right after, where we got to see a new trailer for the game that's already been out for 2 days or so. Black Myth Wukong released their launch trailer, and it just looks similar to all the old ones. It's still good to keep it in the news, but the game's already out. Speaking of keeping in the news, Bandai Namco is here to reveal another trailer for Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. I haven't been keeping up with the game very much, but I don't think anything new was shown. What I noticed though was there are a ton of different versions of the game, and pre-orders locking content, including a character I think. This is typical Bandai Namco greed unfortunately, but hopefully for DBZ fans, this one turns out well. Following Sparking Zero was a new game called King of Meat, which is multi-platform, including on the Nintendo Switch, and looked like total slop. In my notes, all I wrote was Reddit slop and Twitch slop. I don't even mean to be rude, but it just looked kind of mediocre. I hope the developers find an audience with this one, but I don't know, something about it just seemed off. The game looks like a game show, but just stranger and weirder. Next up was a brand new game from a brand new studio. It's also a cozy game, but it looked really damn good. Linked is a co-op action top-down hack and slash with combat that looks really reminiscent of Hades almost. It's got cozy farming and town building. It actually looked really good. It's probably the best looking cozy game from the show. The character designs especially looked really nice. Honestly, I hope the game is good. I've liked a few cozy games before, and this one looks really fun. If you can get a group, it might be good for you. Following Linked was a typical story or narrative game, or a game from the controversial game development studio Don't Nod. It's called Lost Records Bloom and Rage. This isn't the first time it's been shown off either. The game just looks like another game from the studio though. It'll probably do well as they usually do, but compared to the new Life is Strange, it feels like there's now better options on the market. Still, it looked alright for someone not interested in the genre. Also, there's a new asymmetrical multiplayer horror game, or at least a new multiplayer horror game. We get so many of these, so it's whatever. I didn't catch the name when it was live, so that's all I wrote. But, turns out the game is called No Room in Hell 2, so I guess it's a sequel to one released a while back. Arc Raiders is next. It's another game from the studio behind The Finals, their Embark Studios. Arc Raiders received a cinematic trailer. Turns out the game's an extraction shooter, or PvPvE. All we saw was a little bit of a cutscene, so no gameplay was shown. Cat cozy online live service game from Asia going for the Genshin crowd, probably. That's Infinite Nikki boiled down to a sentence. Maybe it's good, but is anyone tired of these sort of games? If you like these games, good for you. Here's hoping it's good for somebody. Graphically and artistically, the game looks gorgeous. Warhammer 40k Space Marine 2 finally got a new trailer, but nothing was really shown. Some comments from review outlets at least. This is one of the most basic ads of the show, with noticeably zero new gameplay. For a game with some controversy about the lack of a beta, it really needs to show some new footage, and sadly it did not. There's also a game that just looked like Warframe, at least artistically. Turns out the game is a MOBA shooter. It's called Predecessor, and it's out right now apparently, so you can check it out if it looks interesting to you. We also got a new look at Path of Exile 2 yesterday. I'm just going to roll the trailer, but it's impressive. It's confirmed now to release on November 15th, so they solidified the release date too.
I am.
Are you ready to sacrifice? Sacrifice everything to become the savior.
I will.
Do you have the strength to sweep aside this world and build it anew?
I must.
Following Path of Exile 2 was a new look at the gameplay of the long-awaited Dune MMO, Dune Awakening. And it looks so bad. The graphics are bland, the animations look stiff, and it looks like it's running pretty poorly too. Somehow, Dune was turned into a Destiny clone. It just genuinely looks so bad. If there is one game emblematic of the modern games industry today, it would look like this. Sadly, Dune Awakening has been confirmed to release next year. Tarsier, the developers of Little Nightmare, also had a new game to reveal here, called Reanimal. It seems to be a perfect successor of their beloved series. Nothing was shown in depth, though this will most certainly be shown off later. Here's the rest of the trailer because it looks damn good. This is a great showcase for Hoyoverse fans. Genshin had a new trailer for new upcoming content. Honkai also had a new trailer for more upcoming content too, as well as the announcement of a Fate Stay Night collab which drops next year. Also, Genshin Impact was announced for Xbox and confirmed to release there on November 20th. We finally had yet another look at Monster Hunter Wilds, and the game just looks gorgeous. Graphically and gameplay-wise, it looks to be a huge step up from previous titles. The character models in particular look beautiful. These are probably the best looking character models in any Capcom game on the RE engine or in their entire history. The monsters here also look great. They showed off a spider one, which looks really unique and honestly super cool.
We go all in!
We could do a lot worse for an interim camp.
Once your business here is concluded, you should find shelter. The sands come alive this time of year, like a wild beast bristling with lightning.
From the look of it...
Sadly, after peak comes mid, and the worst announcement of the show followed. A Narake x Tomb Raider collab was announced, and for a split second, I had so much hope it was a glimpse of the future of the franchise, only to be let down near instantly. The plus is, this model and design for Lara looks great. It's the blended version of classic and reboot era Laras combined into one. It's such a fantastic design. I'm so excited for the next Tomb Raider, but alas, it wasn't here. Hopefully at the Game Awards. This was a good show for fighting game fans. Every Geoff Keighley related show is nowadays. The pre-show showed off Terry Bogard in Street Fighter 6, and we received confirmation and gameplay of Mai Shiranui in the new Fatal Fury. By the way, the game is still confirmed to release next year, so look forward to Fatal Fury City of the Wolves sometime later on. After that, we got a little reminder that Mecha Break is still a thing and that the beta is out right now, or has been out. Monument Valley 3 was up next, and was the first of a couple Netflix-related games shown here. Geoff talked very highly of it for what it's worth, and the gameplay seems pretty Fez-esque with some awesome puzzles too. It's available exclusively for the Netflix mobile app on phones. For some, Civ 6 might have been the biggest game of the showcase. Finally, Take-Two revealed the new art style, which is vibrant and just beautiful. And they also showed off gameplay. Also, the team went live after the showcase to show off even more in-depth gameplay footage. Civ 7 is out on February 11th next year on all platforms. After that, we had a new ad for Starfield, alongside a new teaser for the DLC. It was very short, very brief, but it looked alright. Following Starfield's little ad, we got more updates from Marvel Rivals, revealing 2 new characters in Bucky and Captain America, alongside a beautiful and really intricate Wakandan map designed in space. Another huge announcement followed with Blur Studio, the creative team behind some of the best gaming cinematics in history. Today, or yesterday I mean, they revealed an Amazon Prime TV show called Secret Level. It's 15 episodes long, and each episode will feature a story set in a different gaming world. Lots of games were here, including Mega Man and even God of War, but also, sadly, Concord. Age of Mythology came immediately after, and was just another short ad for the remake. Towerborn also had a new trailer, without much new shown. Delta Force Hawk Ops also got a new trailer too. There's an open beta available sometime later this year for it. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 had a new cinematic trailer, with an additional gameplay premiere set for later today. Graphically, the game looks great, story-wise too. As someone who still needs to play the first Kingdom Come Deliverance, I was really impressed by it. It's so sad the new Batman game is for VR. After multiple mediocre Batman games, finally the cool one is announced and it's only on Meta headsets. Yesterday we had the first look at Batman Arkham Shadow, at least gameplay, which looks very arcadey. The voice acting is also on point here, and graphically it looks nice. Sadly, the gameplay does seem a little bit slow, but since it's VR, this might be awesome. It's out in October, exclusive to MetaQuest headsets. Little Nightmares 3 also had a new trailer without any new information. Another big indie game they announced was this one called Herdling. It's from some pretty heavyweight publishers in the indie field. We don't know what the game is about just yet, but look at the trailer. It looks beautiful, man. The funniest announcement of the show was that Peter Molyneux was returning. This shocked me so hard when I was watching it live, I just started laughing. His new game combines everything great about Fable, Dungeon Keeper, and Populous. It's called Master of Albion, and it looked really good. And he confirmed the game is completely self-funded, which seems like a wink to the past criticisms. The game looks great, and seems to be pretty fun. The player here has so much control of the world and everything. For fans of the God Sim genre, this could be honestly great. Sadly though, it's Peter Molyneux, so better wait till launch before thinking much else about it. Netflix also announced another game here, called Squid Game the Video Game, exclusively for mobile phones to the Netflix app. It looks so bad. Just a Fall Guys clone. Go play Crab Game instead. 2 other games were revealed, one called Unknown 9 Awakening, which was just another cinematic trailer, and Arena Breakout Infinite, which didn't look very special as well. Also, Blizzard was here, and they announced that there would be an upcoming World of Warcraft Direct to celebrate the 30th anniversary. They shouted out the Overwatch 2 team and previewed a WoW crossover skin for Widowmaker and announced that more would be coming for the anniversary. They also showed off a new trailer for the next Diablo 4 expansion. First Berserker Kazan got another trailer here too. This is that DNF spin-off. The art style is really impressive, but I'm worried about the gameplay. This is another cinematic trailer, but since it's from Nexon, I'm also worried about the final product. Ara History Untold also received a new trailer. This time was partially live action. Still, the game looks nice. It seems like a great way to pass the time until Civ 7 comes out in February. Dark and Darker Mobile was revealed after in just a cinematic trailer, more mobile games to pad the show out. The next game was Floatopia, which looked really good. It's cozy like an Animal Crossing game, but it has a huge focus on multiplayer. What really struck me was the art style, which is super cute, and the gameplay, which looks super interesting. The customization and terraforming focus looks like the best of this genre. We also got a new look at Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. It was a new trailer to cap the show off. It showcased in depth Troy Baker's performance as Indy, and it's a really great impression. More gameplay was shown, and the graphics are strikingly beautiful. Character models, however, seem a little bit rough. The first-person perspective also seems weird. There are also, just like CoD, camera gameplay. It's out on December 9th and has been confirmed to be a time exclusive to Xbox, because it's dropping on PS5 in the spring next year. The last final announcement was a teaser for the newest Mafia game. This was a really huge surprise. It was just a basic cinematic tease, but for Mafia fans who have been waiting for something new after the remake, this must have been massive. I've got to play the others, but this was a big announcement. It's called Mafia: The Old City. So Gamescom has come and gone, and there's honestly a lot of good stuff announced. And new looks at other hyped up games. Even if the show is pretty slow, it's at least a step up from last year's. The presentation was much smoother too. Some of the announcements here were huge, like the new Mafia game, the Dying Light spin-off, and of course Indiana Jones getting new footage, and the shocking announcement that was also headed to PlayStation 5 and was only a timed Xbox exclusive. Anyways, I hope you liked the video, and let me know what your favorite announcement of the show was in the comments. Also, like, comment, subscribe like everyone tells you to, because it helped me a ton. I just wanted to say lastly, thanks for watching, and I hope you have a really good day.